Today, we are talking about new construction. I love this topic because for many years I sold homes for a builder and I learned a lot about the whole process. Many times buyers mention they want new construction. There's always a ton of questions to cover. Honestly, it's better to talk through these topics before we start searching for homes. And obviously, good to have these conversations before you're under contract. Panicking over what might be built behind your house when we're like a week from closing is not ideal, or realizing that the warranty doesn't cover what you thought it was going to cover, also not ideal. My goal in this video is to start that conversation early. So let's go over some of the most common questions that come up with buyers as they are looking at new construction homes. Thank you for watching. If you are new to the channel, I am new in North Idaho. My husband and I moved our family. We've got 4 kids from Southwest Washington to North Idaho last winter. And I started this channel as a way to document what it's like living in the Coeur d'Alene area. I'm also doing a blog for smaller tidbits. I'm calling that one Let's Go North Idaho. And I'm going to put a link down below in the description so you can take a look at that as well. If you are ready to start looking at houses, you can check out my home search website, which is searchhomesnorthidaho.com. I will put a log to both my blog and the home search website down in the description. Don't forget to subscribe and turn the bell on for notifications so you don't miss a video. I am posting a new video every week. So like I mentioned a little bit earlier, I think I've sold hundreds of new construction homes over the last 9 years. My husband and I have also built a custom home from the ground up. We did that starting with the land development process, and then we managed the entire design and construction. And we are now going through a remodel. So this is my jam. I've done this a lot. I love selling new homes and I love helping buyers with the new home construction process. But there's definitely some unique challenges that buyers they need to know about. You need to keep them in mind. It is way more stressful to buy a new home than an existing home for dozens of reasons. So just a few examples being you don't always know with 100% certainty what you're going to get. The builder may not have full control of the timeline. There might be supply shortages or labor issues. They might impact completion. The list goes on and on and on. You also have to worry about quality of construction, defects, and legal implications if the builder does not do what they say they are going to do. So in this video, I'm going to go over frequently asked questions or concerns from buyers when purchasing a new home, such as where do you find new home listings? What are the different types of new homes? What are the different price points? Who are the builders? And obviously the warranty, and how do you handle defects? So there you have it. Let's dig in. So where do you find new construction listings? One of the best ways really is just going straight to the builders. You can find out where their model homes are. You can stop by their model homes, see what they have going on in that neighborhood. Some builders will have a model home in each of their communities. Other builders might just have like one model home where you can go see how they build a house, what their upgrades are, and then they have other communities that you can go drive through. And then a lot of builders also keep all of their listings on their website. So that might be a good place to start. Obviously, the MLS is a good place to start. That would require you to reach out to me to set up a search for you through the Flex MLS. And I would just throw on there a year built filter. So like anything that's 2023 or newer or whatever year it is, whenever you're watching this, so that when you're getting listings, they're all of the new ones. And then just also keep in mind that there's going to be under construction homes that are, this year, maybe at some point of completion. And then there will also be proposed listings, which means like ground has not been broken. There's probably not a permit. A builder who already owns a lot that is maybe getting ready to start building or isn't quite to that lot yet in their build process, they might put up a proposed listing. Just they're like fishing for someone who's interested in that lot. And at that point, like if you like the lot but you don't like the house plan, generally you can switch to a different house plan on that one. There is a new home source website, which like some builders in the area are using it, putting their listings up there, but not all of them. So I think the MLS is probably the best bet as a way to see the most thorough list of new construction options. And then I do have a link in the description down below if you want to see new construction listings here in North Idaho. I set up a search, so if you click on the link, it's going to take you to a page that just shows you what's active on the market right now that is brand new. There are a few different types of new construction homes, and I just wanted to go over this because not everyone knows this. Like, how do you know? If you've never bought new construction, how do you know what the different types are? So first of all, there are spec homes. These are homes that builders are just building on speculation that they're going to build it. It's like kind of like the field of dreams, right? Build it and they will come. So a builder, they've got a lot, they've got a subdivision, they're going to build a house and sell that house when it's done. And usually these are the neighborhoods where there's like not as much variation in the elevations of the homes. Some people might call it cookie cutter. I think these are great homes. I've bought a few spec homes in my life. I have nothing against them. And a lot of times, like the value of spec homes is like much better than if you're doing a semi-custom or a custom home because the builder is able to keep their costs down because they're building like maybe the same 3 to 5, 5 to 7 floor plans in the neighborhood. So all of the subcontractors are giving them better pricing, knowing that they've got like a better pipeline of work coming their way. So prices are a little bit lower, but also that means generally speaking, buyers do not get as many options on that home. So like you don't get to pick out every single tile and flooring material and paint colors. Usually there's like different packages that you can say, I want, package A or package B, but you can't like mix and match among the packages because it just makes it too confusing. And these trades are generally like going quickly through these homes. And so the builder's not going to want to make like 1,000 changes to that because it'll make it more expensive and something's going to go wrong. So the next level would be a semi-custom home, and this would be more expensive. This is where you are able to pick out your finishes and maybe move some walls around. Um, so, just keep that in mind that it would be the next price level. And then the third kind would be a full-blown custom home. And that's generally speaking, when you are like buying your own lot, you are working with an architect or a CAD drafter to draw your plans. You are doing all of your own selections. You're paying for the whole thing. With spec homes and semi-custom homes, generally speaking, the builder is paying for the build and then you buy it at closing. And if you are doing upgrades or modifications, generally the builder is going to want you to put that money down into like the escrow account or directly to the builder, so that you have that skin in the game. They don't want you to like fully customize a home and then just not close. And now they have a home that's like very much your home and your style that they have to sell to somebody else. When you're looking at new construction, another thing you want to do is really like figure out what's going on around this subdivision or this lot. Are there any future developments going in behind it? You can go onto GIS and click around and see who owns what. You can call the county and find out what future developments are coming into the area. Most of that, if they're doing a development, there's like a public notice period, so you should be able to find out if something's being developed right behind you so that you're not like in the house for a year and then no, why is there another subdivision right behind me? I thought this was greenbelt, blah, blah, blah. If you are backed up to private space, like if it is trees or a field, you just want to know, like, is this a greenbelt or is this HOA property or is this private property? Because if it is like land set aside by the HOA, then usually you're not going to have a house built on that because that was not part of the development plan when it was developed. If it's private property, then that person might sell it at any point and then you're going to have a neighborhood behind you. So just know that. I did have a client a couple of years ago that bought a home that was on a golf course and he paid like $15,000 extra to be on the golf course or to be backed up to the golf course. And then within a couple of years, they sold that golf course and turned it into another community. So he was a little bummed about that. And he contacted me like, so do I have a shot at getting that money back? And the answer was essentially like, if you want to try, you would have to hire an attorney and then like obviously have a way of proving that the builder at the time knew that that property was going to be sold, which I think was going to be pretty hard to do. There are quite a few builders who are actively building in the area. I'm going to talk about builders who are building in communities where they are selling the lot and house together. If you are interested in a full-blown custom home where you buy your lot first, then you're hiring a builder, then there is a whole slew of other custom home builder options to explore. But if you're looking for a new construction home in the Coeur d'Alene area, here are some builders to check out. And I'm just going to read you a little list here. So grab your pen. Hayden Homes, Viking, Lennar, Toll Brothers, Architera, and D.R. Horton are all actively building in the area. That's just a couple of them. I do want to point out the difference between local builders and national builders. So the national builders, there's a couple of different things I want to talk about. National builders like Lennar and D.R. Horton, they have got to hit their sales targets, right? Generally speaking, they're able to have more pull with the trade, so their pricing is a little bit better because they might be building like 50, 100, 150 homes, and a plumber who has, a pipeline of 150 homes to plumb versus like, oh, this little guy builder is only going to give me like 5. They're going to give better pricing to the big one. So just keep that in mind. And with those big builders, sometimes you don't get to make any changes and there's zero flexibility on that because it's like a policy that has made at the corporate level and the local salesperson has absolutely no say. So I have had people in the past like be very frustrated with Lennar because they really want an outlet in like a very particular place, and Lennar says, I will make zero changes for you. Don't take it personally. That is just their policy, and their sales rep is just doing their job. The littler builders, the local guys, they have more flexibility, and they would probably do more for you to get you what you want in your house. Um, they're, not managing as many builds usually, so there might be some flexibility there. And then I also just wanted to mention, if you're going to go check out a model home, bring your realtor. Hopefully that's me. Bring your realtor to your first appointment. If you want representation from a buyer's agent in the transaction, your realtor needs to be there with you the first time that you go to that model home. If your realtor is not there with you, then it is very likely that the builder is going to like just cut that realtor out completely, and they're going to take they're keeping that whole commission then, and you don't have anyone who's saying like, hey, red flag, or like, hey, I have this question. So I think it really is worthwhile and worth it to build the relationship with a realtor before you go start looking at open houses, model homes. Otherwise, you might find yourself in a position where you are working directly with the listing agent for the builder, and either that person is now making twice as much money off of your sale, or the builder is keeping it. And either way, like, a builder has a line item budget for paying buyer's agents. There's no reason why you should not have your representation, and someone who's looking out for your best interest and who is in your corner helping fight for you. So, and just one example that comes to mind is I had a buyer once who used me to buy new construction, and that builder, like, they chose the plan in the lot, right? So it was a subdivision that they had like a variety of plans that the buyers could choose from. So they chose the plan. They paid like an extra X amount of money to have a vaulted ceiling in half of the house, and the builder messed it up. And like, we went and do a walkthrough for electrical, and it's like the roof is on and there is no vault. And I mean, it is likely that the builder might have just been like, sorry. But I was able to help them negotiate to get a concession off of the sales price because they didn't get what they wanted. And so it made sense that they shouldn't have to pay as much. As you are picking a builder, just keep in mind that you do want to look for reviews, right? And maybe like go deep looking for reviews, because if you just Google it, you're going to find like the good reviews. Those are going to be at the top of the Google results. What you want to do is also find reviews that are like not like the not happy clients. And obviously the people who are unhappy usually yell the loudest, but it's just good to know maybe there is a common trend that you might be able to find if you look for those bad reviews. Also a good idea to tour their current builds, like homes that they have under construction, and see, kind of what that's like, so that you can have an idea of what you're getting yourself into with the builder. Builder warranties for newly built homes generally offer limited coverage on workmanship and materials for specific components of the home, like windows, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, HVAC, plumbing, electrical systems, etc. Warranties also usually spell out how repairs are going to be made. The length of the coverage varies depending on the components of the house. Usually there's a 1-year coverage for workmanship and materials on most components. It usually expires after the first year. For example, most warranties on new construction cover siding and stucco, doors and trim, and drywall and paint during the first year. The 2-year portion might cover HVAC, plumbing, and electrical systems. And then there's a 10-year warranty coverage for major structural defects, defined as problems that make a home unsafe and put the owner in danger. For example, a roof that could collapse would be like a major structural defect, or like a major foundational issue, if there's like a crack in the foundation. So when you are writing an offer on a new construction home, make sure that your buyer's agent is writing into the contract that the builder is going to provide a warranty on the home. Builders are supposed to provide a warranty anyway. It's a law, but it's always good to cross your T's and dot your I's and just have that in the contract from the get-go. And then that should be part of your closing statement as well. Like, you should have that certificate that you're getting the warranty. You should find out if the builder does the warranty work themselves, or if they are subbing it out to other people. I think it's a good sign if a builder has a warranty department, because that means that they have a team of people who are dedicated to maintaining the warranty requests for everyone that they have completed a home for in the last year. And that might just get those things done faster. I think there's been frustration on my client's behalf in the past when they put in a warranty request and it just kind of sits there, and they have to keep following up on it and following up on it, and nothing happens, and just like, it irritates them. So just ask that question. Do you handle your own warranties? Is there a third party who handles it? Because that might be a good thing too. But yes, absolutely having like a warranty department committed full time to managing warranty claims would be a very good sign. In Idaho, the statute of limitations is a 6-year warranty term. So if you're having problems with your new home, do not wait too long to bring it up with the builder. If you end up with a builder who does not make the repairs and you have to get the legal system involved, you should know about the Idaho law called NORA in Idaho. Before you can sue your builder or contractor for defects, you have to go through the Notice and Opportunity to Repair Act, which is part of Idaho Code 6-2501. NORA generally provides that before an aggrieved homeowner can sue his or her contractor for claimed defects, the homeowner must provide written notice of the claimed defects to the construction professional, and that you have to engage in a negotiation process. Once that construction professional receives adequate NORA notice, he or she has 21 days to serve a written response to the homeowner. And you have to go through that process before you can pursue any legal action or remedy. Why is one builder charging so much more than another? I've mentioned this before, national builders get the best pricing. Quick side note, it's not always the best quality because a lot of times their contractors are just slamming through the neighborhood. They are just moving from one house to the next. And as a lot of us know, if you are moving really quickly, sometimes it's just like not your best work. So, oh, this is another question that comes up a lot. Should you get a home inspection? Absolutely. You should definitely get a home inspection done on a new construction home for what I just said. If that subcontractor is moving really quickly, the quality might just not be 100% there. And it's way better to find out if like some faucet is not installed correctly beforehand, whereas you might have a leak. Also, sometimes with new construction, the sewer line that goes like out to the curb from the house, sometimes like at development, crap can get in there, not like actual crap, like rocks can get in there. And I've had it in the past where like a buyer moves in and then almost immediately there's like a big backup, and it's because there was stuff in that line. And so then you'd have to get the utility district out to come clear the line. You can find that out before closing if you get a home inspection and you do a sewer scope. Another really good question for builders is like, what do you do in terms of home energy, like efficiency, green building, blah, blah, blah. Because there are some things that builders can do to make a home more comfortable, more efficient, more cost effective to heat and cool, such as like spray foamatic insulation, triple pane window, slab on grade foundation. So that's another really good question to ask. One more thing I want to mention is that the list price does not always equal the sales price. Model homes tend to have like $50,000 or more in upgrades. So when you walk into a model home, what you see is not always what you get. And it's really good to ask the salesperson, like, do you have a list of upgrades and what the costs are? And how do you handle change orders? Because those are things they would cost more as you're going through the process. And when you are online looking at the list price, like you're probably seeing the like list price of the basic home without air conditioning, blinds, who knows if like fridge, washer, dryer included in those prices. Usually builders are not including those in the price, but it might be like where you have the lowest price would include like carpet on the main floor, except for maybe in the entry and the kitchen. Um, you get what I mean. Like, what are the window wraps like? I have a billion hints for you. Like, if you want to buy a new construction home, I would help you ask 1,000 questions. So give me a call. My contact information is down below, and I'll also have it here on the screen. I'm happy to help. I love selling new construction. I know a lot about it. If you are looking at buying new construction and you want to set up a tour of model homes, I'm your girl. Give me a call. All right, have a great week, and I will be back next week with another video.